But what we don't talk about is, Canelo.
Soundly defeating Canelo Alvarez. We thought that maybe he could have won by even a further margin on the scorecards. He gets it done unanimously. Teddy, can you put into words what we just saw from Terence Crawford?
Well, the only thing I wonder is if Crawford was born and made in 11.
Nothing wrong. Canelo always has had a problem with boxers. He always struggles when he fights a boxer. And anybody knows that if you can box and take a punch, you're gonna give him a hard time. Bud is not one of these guys that's gonna quit.
Floyd Mayweather didn't hold back after Canelo Alvarez's defeat to Terence Crawford. He mocked Canelo, saying the Mexican star is no longer the fighter he once was, and that his reputation has always been overrated. Mayweather added that he had full confidence in Crawford from the very beginning, even proving it by placing a massive bet on him. That gamble paid off in a big way, with Mayweather walking away with huge winnings. One account on X even posted the betting slip, noting, "Looks like Floyd Mayweather cashed out big after wagering $50,000 on Terence Crawford to beat Canelo." Despite the loss, Canelo Alvarez carried himself with composure and self-belief. He openly praised Crawford, calling him a great fighter who fully earned the victory. However, Canelo made it clear that he isn't finished yet. He stressed that he still feels physically strong and mentally ready for the battles ahead. By expressing his interest in a potential rematch with Crawford, Canelo showed that his competitive fire and determination remain alive. His response highlighted the mindset of a true fighter, someone unwilling to back down when his pride and legacy are at stake.
Canelo. Steroids. Y'all don't talk about that. Well, come on, man, that kid was a cakewalk.
Ryan Garcia reacted to Terence Crawford's dominant victory with high praise, calling it one of the greatest performances he's ever seen. On social media, he wrote, "I actually believe Crawford may be the best fighter of all time." Garcia explained that Crawford's display inside the ring highlighted not only his extraordinary skill set, but also his championship mentality. For Ryan, this win elevated Crawford into a legendary category, the kind of greatness rarely witnessed in boxing history. Veteran trainer and respected analyst Teddy Atlas also weighed in, comparing Canelo Alvarez's defeat to his earlier loss against Floyd Mayweather. Atlas pointed out that Canelo has consistently struggled with opponents who are faster, sharper, and technically superior. He emphasized that Canelo's footwork and hand speed remain vulnerabilities, weaknesses that Crawford once again exposed. Despite being out of the ring, for nearly a year, Crawford entered prepared, focused, and determined. His timing and movement neutralized Canelo's power, much like Mayweather's precision once did years ago. According to Atlas, this fight not only underscored Canelo's limitations against elite technicians, but also cemented Crawford's place in boxing history, adding another legendary chapter to his legacy.
That if you go back, and I know it was a lot of years ago, I get it, but you have to have something to point at. If you go back to when he lost his first fight, of course, Canelo I'm talking about, to Mayweather, it wasn't just that his hands were too slow, his feet were too slow. And he's in there with a guy with quick feet and quicker hands. You know what? It doesn't matter how big he is. What did Ali say? Your hands cannot hit what your eyes cannot see. That was tonight. It was great.
Let's put some context on this.
It was great.
Let's put some context on this victory first. A year out of the ring. I think it was like 13 some odd months out of the ring, okay?
Yeah, really.
Yeah. 2 weight classes. Think about that.
Yep.
He had surgery early at the beginning of the year. Surgery on the shoulder surgery, right? Not sure which one. And to come in here and to put on that type of performance against Canelo that actually is coming off a performance, right? You expected Canelo to be sharp. He was sharp. However, what Crawford did was he took the air out of the ball.
Yep.
He used this. That's what boxing's about, people. It's about this. Strategy. That's what he had. He used his feet. He understood Canelo every single movement. That's why Canelo couldn't land any shots on him. He knew it was coming. He knew that the looping right hand was going to come from the southpaw position. So what did he do? Hold the phone. He knew that the hook to the body was going to come. What did he do? Block, and he shot up with counters.
One of his great assets that we don't hear about enough. One of those things that are not so easily as immeasurable on paper, but it's eyes. vision.
Focus.
Yeah, we know the physical ones we talk about and we understand so easily. Speed, power, quickness, legs, all that stuff. But eyes, just radar.
Sports journalist Ariel Helwani was among the first to confirm the result on social media, echoing what many fans and analysts had already sensed. He posted, "Official, Terence Crawford defeats Canelo Alvarez via UD, scores 116 to 112, 115 to 113, 115 to 113. The unanimous decision made it clear that despite the relatively close scorecards, the judges consistently viewed Crawford as the superior fighter throughout the bout." Helwani's report spread quickly, sealing the moment as a historic milestone, Crawford defeating one of boxing's most celebrated champions. Meanwhile, Teofimo Lopez, known for his fearless fighting style and outspoken personality, reacted with deep respect for Crawford's performance. He emphasized that the matchup showcased two of the very best in the sport, and in his eyes, the right man had prevailed. Lopez went even further, declaring that Crawford deserves recognition among the top 10 greatest fighters of all time. To him, Crawford's poise, skill, and flawless execution not only secured the win, but also strengthened his claim to a permanent place in boxing history.
His prime, how can you gauge it?
Doesn't matter. We saw a great fight tonight, did we not? That's all that matters. Two guys risked it, and the better man won tonight. That was Crawford.
Terence got it right. Is there no need for a rematch, or do you want to see running back? Because it was pretty good, like you said.
No, it was it was really good, actually.
Yeah.
So it's up to the jam. He's a jam. He can do whatever he wants.
What do you think happens with Canelo next after this?
What happens to Canelo after this? It don't matter. He's made a big statement for not only Mexico or the pride of Mexico, but for all Latinos right there. So he's done a great job for himself, man. Nevertheless, Crawford is on his way, continuing to create greatness.
Mentally.
What's up?
You fought it for Crawford earlier. You see the reason for it like that.
I know boxing. I just know stylistically. I've been in the gym with, I've shared the ring with Canelo, and then I see that. So
They were saying that if he beats Canelo, it could put him as even the greatest of all time. What does that put him in the all-time list, man?
At least top 10.
At least
top 10 or top 15, easily, There's guys that we may not know of or heard of, like Henry Armstrong. Simultaneously, he was 3 divisions carrying all 3 weight divisions at the same time.
Which performance was better? I don't like to compare them, but Crawford or Mayweather's over Canelo. Like it's just different.
It's just different styles, different looks.
At the post-fight press conference, Canelo Alvarez was asked to reflect on what it was like sharing the ring with both Floyd Mayweather and Terence Crawford. His answer immediately sparked headlines. Canelo admitted that Crawford left a stronger impression on him, particularly in the championship rounds where sharpness and control often decide the fight. He underscored his point by saying, "I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather." That bold remark not only highlighted the respect Canelo had for Crawford's performance, but it also reignited one of boxing's most heated debates, how the two legends measure up against each other in the sport's history books.
Since that we live in right now, if you can compare and contrast the fight between yourself and Floyd Mayweather Jr. and tonight's bout with Terence Bud Crawford, if you can.
No, I think Crawford is way better than Floyd Mayweather.
In the aftermath of the defeat, speculation quickly grew regarding Canelo Alvarez's future in the sport. His words and demeanor suggested that retirement could be on his mind, especially now that Terence Crawford's triumph has shifted the spotlight in boxing. Many analysts described the fight as one where Crawford schooled Canelo, using ring intelligence, timing, and adaptability to dictate the pace and claim the belts. The win is already being hailed as a historic moment, elevating Crawford into conversations about the greatest fighters of his generation. For Canelo, the setback raises serious questions about whether his long era of dominance is nearing its end. For Crawford, however, the victory cements his place as the defining face of modern boxing.
I said that Terence Bud Crawford can beat first ballot Hall of Famer and superstar and legend Canelo Alvarez. I've been saying this for years, that Terence Crawford can beat Canelo Alvarez. And tonight, he did just that. He did just that. Not only did he beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, but he arguably retired Canelo Alvarez, who after the fight, Canelo Alvarez stated that he's done everything that he needed to do in the sport of boxing. When asked, do he want a rematch with Terence Bud Crawford, Canelo Alvarez said, it's no need. He gave no indications of a rematch. And Canelo Alvarez stated that he's a Hall of Famer, he's a winner, just being there made him a winner, right? And he stated that he's done everything he needed to do in the sport of boxing. That's what he said. Canelo Alvarez got schooled once again. I told you guys, styles make fights. This style, this particular style of boxers and counterpunchers and movers has historically given Canelo Alvarez problems. And as I told you guys, right? Terence Crawford can fight any which way he chooses to fight. He's just that much more versatile. And everybody didn't believe me. They said I was tripping. Canelo was too big. He gonna knock out Terence Crawford, right? He too big, too strong. Terence Crawford get hit. Terence Crawford don't box, don't move. And I told you guys, when Terence Crawford wants to move and wants to box, right, he can. And he would, right? And guess what? Terence Crawford, I told you guys, when he fought the likes of Victor Postol, right? Y'all said that, oh, he don't move that much. I said, did you look at his fight with Victor Postol? Did you look at his fight with Jose Benavidez? Yeah, well, those guys ain't Canelo Alvarez. And I told you guys, it doesn't matter if they're Canelo Alvarez. It's about Terence Crawford's ability to be able to maneuver around and box in every which manner he so chooses. If he wants to incorporate that style that he boxes and moves, he could. And what did he do tonight? I said Terence Crawford could fight at every level. Didn't I tell you guys that? I said Terence Crawford can fight in mid-range. He could fight on the outside. He could fight on the inside. Canelo Alvarez cannot. Y'all asked me, why aren't you talking about what Canelo Alvarez could do great? And I told you, because we know what Canelo Alvarez is going to do. He's going to fight. He's consistent in who.
Boxing legend Andre Ward was quick to put Terence Crawford's performance into perspective, describing it as nothing short of historic. He called it a generational fight, one that fans will talk about for decades to come. Ward explained that victories of this magnitude are what define careers, separating great fighters from true legends. What stood out most to him was Crawford's ability to dismantle Canelo Alvarez while remaining disciplined and composed through every round. Ward, who has always emphasized the importance of ring IQ and mental control, highlighted this as the key to Crawford's dominance. By framing the win as a GOAT-level moment, Ward effectively placed Crawford in the conversation among the greatest fighters of all time, underscoring the immense significance of what unfolded in the ring that night.
Terence Crawford created greatness and beat Canelo Alvarez tonight. What was your thoughts on that performance from Terence?
Terence Crawford is great performance, man. He's been doing this throughout the course of his career. The stakes were a lot different in this fight, a lot more danger. He had to fight that kind of fight in order to beat Canelo Alvarez tonight, and he did that at 37, but getting ready to be 38 years old. And he proved, like Max said, that he is the GOAT of this generation. Hats off to Canelo for taking the fight. He didn't have to take it. Hats off to Turkey Al-Sheiks for putting it together. Just a great, great night for boxing.
Yeah. How special a fighter is someone like Terence Crawford? There was no signs of a size disadvantage there. How special?
You can see it in spots, but it wasn't significant. And I didn't think it was going to be significant. And people call me crazy, but I've been around Terence. He's strong. He's got a wrestling background, and people don't realize that he's been boiling himself down all these years and still being successful, not having to do that His condition seemed impeccable, and his strength was there, the power was there enough to get respect from Canelo. So what more can I say?
What would you like to see him do next? Do you think there's another fight after this?
I'd like to see him be done. What are we boxing for at this point? What else is there to do? There's always going to be a YouTuber or a reporter or somebody conjuring up another challenge. We box to get ourselves in a better financial position, to build a name and a legacy. Those boxes are checked. What else are we?
Rising star Keyshawn Davis, who sees Terence Crawford as both a mentor and an inspiration, reacted with pride and excitement after the fight. He called Crawford one of the GOATs, a label rarely given by young fighters unless the performance truly demands it. Davis praised the way Crawford executed his game plan with surgical precision, never allowing Canelo Alvarez to find his rhythm. To him, this wasn't just another victory. It was a statement that true greatness in boxing is built on skill, intelligence, and relentless hard work. His reaction captured how deeply Crawford's win resonates with the next generation of fighters who hope to walk the same path.
Yes, sir.
What do you think made the difference?
The speed, really.
Yeah.
I think it was the main factor. Canelo couldn't really keep up with him. He was too fast. His feet, footwork was too good.
Do you think the scores was right on, or do you think maybe it was a little more towards Bud?
What was the scorecards?
115, 113, 116, 112.
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah?
I feel like Bud damn near basically won every round, so
Yeah.
honestly. But yeah, that's about right. You can say that.
Now, with this accomplishment, Keyshawn, is he on the Mount Rushmore of
Hell
boxers?
yeah. Yes. Fuck yeah.
Yeah?
3-time undisputed. He just beat Canelo.
Yeah.
The face of boxing. So now you can say Bud is the face of boxing.
Greatest of all time, or?
Greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I don't feel like it can never be one great,
Yeah.
but he definitely one of the greatest of all time for sure.